twos and ones back at Gamers 8 last year and during the online. So it's going to be interesting to see whoever wins this game, their opposition will get to choose whether they go 2v2 or 1v1. But here we are, cool. It's the B stream. It is version 1 versus Boulevard, trying to face off and see who just about takes it.
Apologies for the slight delay as well. You may have noticed that we were waiting for this one to start, but here it is.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really... Surely the chat wasn't going, oh, start the game. They wouldn't do that to us. Of course not. But yeah, version 1, huge favourites in this series. And Com, the man who Stumpy Goblin referred to as lucky, almost lights the first game with a piece of mechanics of his own.
Until it falls back down towards Beast Mode, trying to find Com again with Dan in the sky, challenging Alraz. Goes back towards that midfield, and bear in mind that although I said that Com was the worst player in version 1, firstly, you have to agree that Com is just the worst player, but then also you have to then realise that that doesn't mean that he is a bad player at all. I believe they're going to be continuing playing, we're just figuring out the sound. So don't worry everyone, just get in your imaginariums and just chill.
No.
You're imagining it so well and you've got sound. You nailed it everyone, good job.
Mate, I'll tell you what. Beast, this is classic B stream. This is what you expect. A couple of, slight mishaps, but now we are there.
Couple of gaffes.
Exactly, it's all part of the fun. Version 1, we're hoping they have some fun in this series against Boulevard. Don't worry, you missed absolutely nothing in cutting to us. In fact, what you would have missed was Boulevard doing some stalwart defending, and I think they're going to have to do that, because even though version 1 have been tripping over themselves somewhat in their early days, my goodness, when they're on attack, they are terrifying.
I'm excited also to see what that attack is going to be giving. How they're going to be testing their opposition, what they actually end up putting forwards, because V1 have got one of the best teams built for this competition, but the first goal very much nearly going towards Delta and Boulevard with a great pass down until Com finds the midfield, and 60 boost goes underneath ZPS, but cleared away again by the man Delta.
Beast Mode is a player who exploded onto the RLCS scene. I think it was during RLCS X, and immediately as he began taking to the pitch in front of us all, you could tell he was soon to be a superstar. And coming into version 1, he has lived up to his lofty potential on the biggest of big stages. And it's always exciting when a player who seems that they're going to be that good is that good. Daniel's another one, actually. His debut for Space Station Gaming, he's been great from pretty much day 1 for them.
He's been great for them, and I'm happy that now he's on a team that I think can benefit him a lot more. What a lovely catch by Com there, then going for the bump. Can't quite get it on Alraz. Daniel sending that very high, the bump then finally not coming in on that defender. Instead, we go past 2 minutes. Cole, you said that this was going to be a nice, cagey game to start us off, and then maybe Boulevard can eke a win. It's looking a lot closer, I agree.
Yeah, I think it was never going to be a 7-0 or anything silly. It's always tight at start of series. Boulevard are doing some more defending now. ZPS sends that one to the side, but version 1 are just going to keep on coming back. Here's Daniel, couple of touches for himself. Com is lingering underneath, should open the scoring.
That's wonderful.
Gets it in the top left, and it's 1-0 version 1.
That is a fantastic touchdown from Dan here too. Manages to get that one, realises don't go for the shot. Delta's expecting the shot, and sees Com waiting central. And if it bounces out too far, he's then got Beast Mode a little bit further out. Really nice play from V1, can shadow all of the passes that Dan was going to be putting forwards. And under 2 minutes left, and we're seeing version 1 take a lead.
ZPS is going to have to do something about that as soon as he can, but Com ain't going to let him. And you can see now how important Com is to version 1. He is pretty much everywhere, all around the pitch, just swatting away these Boulevard attempted clearances. Let's try to chain dash his way around. Com blocks him off again. Beast Mode waiting underneath. Daniel there right at the back. And you can expect that from Daniel. When he comes forward, he is precise, but happy to linger back in the end of his own half for large swathes of the game. Version 1 looking pretty solid at the moment. Not overcommitting, not doing anything silly. Beast Mode gets the ball on his bonnet and almost squeezes it home.
I like seeing the touches at the back and thinking, what can he do with this? And then it just perfectly sticks to the nose of his car. Com going up into the sky though with one reset round the side of ZPS. Can't get that second one until cleared away by Alraz. Delta to catch, but slower than Daniel. And we speak a lot about V1's offense, and we're going to be talking about it again as the pass goes in towards B mode. But their defense is just as stellar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the stats in this one. Although there's a chance. Com gets to say there was a counter-attack from Boulevard. Might be able to continue that pressure. Comes forward and is sent away by version 1. This is where game management comes into it. Has this team become gelled enough in their recent time together to be able to see away games like this, nervy ones where they get the goal and they see it through. There's a good flip. Beast Mode just sent it to the side. ZPS was waiting but can't quite do anything with it. And Com waits. And Com's actually, Stumpy,
he's done
really
really
impressed
well.
me in this first game.
I completely agree. He's done phenomenally well. His mechanics look much improved. He was already brilliant, and the demo's coming in. That's his trademark. But I like seeing his demos improve. His mechanics improve alongside his demo game. He's always looked like someone who could be getting those 1v1 show matches, which, bear in mind, he's done a fantastic job at. He came on the scene in Johnny Boy show matches and was blowing everybody away, beating top players back in the day as well with those mechanics, so getting them back in the 3v3. He is no slouch, and version 1, due to Com, very much in part, they will be taking game number 1. And now we get to do the crew battle
Yay!
thing, which is very hype. Anybody who is just tuning in, hello, I'm Stumpy, that is Cole. This is Gamers Without Borders, and we're doing a crew battle format. The first game, 3v3. You know it, you love it. You know what's going on there. It's easy. But Boulevard have now lost a game. Therefore, game 2, they get to choose 2v2 or 1v1. Cole, what do you reckon they're going for with literally zero data to interpret from?
I think they're going for not 1v1. I think they're going to avoid that.
I'd
Put
love it
that
if
one
they did.
off as long as they possibly can. They'll go into the 2v2. They'll back themselves to be solid. Sure, they're against Daniel. Sure, they're against Beast Mode. But it's a game of 2v2. They'll play these people in 2v2 all over the place in ranked and what have you. So they'll know their play styles. They'll have them downloaded somewhat as a duo, because I know that Beast Mode and Daniel have played ranked together. They have matchmade together in the past. There'll be nothing new.
And they've played two
Boulevard.
tourneys together. Bear in mind as well. So yeah, they've got a lot of experience playing together in that regard. I think you've got to go for the 2v2, but equally, I feel like if I'm Boulevard, I'd think, oh, I do fancy a 1v1 versus Dan. That sounds fun. I'd give it a pop. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's why you're not currently the coach of Boulevard, but they have not made the same decision that you predicted. ZPS coming over the top. Wow, hello! ZPS gets them going.
It's a little bit naughty. Going up high from his own half, gets over to a B mode, and then that beautiful acute angle doesn't even touch the ground either. What a fantastic start. In 11 seconds, Boulevard making the great choice to go for 2v2.
Talk to us about 2v2, Stumpy. I know that you are a firm favourite of the game mode.
Big fan. Big fan of 2v2. It's a lovely mix between 1s and 3s, and a great save. Unfortunately, it does not manage to stay out of the net on that one. B-Mode bringing it back level with just 9 seconds and going for that one. It was a good save from Delta, but B-Mode lands on it wonderfully and waves dashes to get it back into the bottom corner. Yeah, 2v2 is a nice mix between 3v3 and 1v1. You get your solo plays a lot more often. You have more boost on the pitch, or there's less people to be stealing that boost away from you on the pitch. Generally, you see a lot flashier plays, but B-Mode on that one just reckons hits it hard at the top of the car, and it may well squeak under the crossbar.
Yeah, no need for flash when you're this pacey. Beast Mode just does them for speed. Beast Mode.
Technically a doink?
Oh, we're going to call that one a doink?
Technically? I don't know. I gave it to you if you thought it might be. I wouldn't fight either way.
I'll say no.
Okay.
I'll say the doink for when it's definitely 100% a doink. But I can just enjoy the goal for what it is. And version 1, I've done well to turn this one around incredibly quickly. Daniel's coming forward. Look how much boost he still has. Even after going end-to-end on the pitch with the ball, going for the flip reset, he kept 21 there in arrears. It's incredible how good he is at managing.
Nice challenge in the sky there, not allowing Delta or the ZBS to get too far away with that ball. Now Dan is going to be trying to take a cheek shot on target, but ZPS can intercept. B-Mode around the side. Opts to actually leave the ball, goes for the bump on ZPS with the flip reset. Daniel in the corner, around the side of one, sees Beast Mode waving central, and I like that. Fakes out the pass, and now this offense can continue.
You can already see why 2v2 is so subtly different to 3v3. Just that slight extra little bit of time that these players have on the ball. Times like this now, ZPS can allow Beast Mode to come forward, really try and goad him in and send the ball forwards. Daniel read it there. Sent it towards Beast Mode, who is up, who gets it to the backboard, can't quite get the second shot. Version 1, they just snap like a viper when they're ready, but ZPS has done this once already this game. Daniel reads it though, one of the smartest players in Rocket League, knew exactly what ZPS was trying that time.
In the midfield, Delta's going to catch and then find ZPS as well. Bear in mind, you see a lot fewer passes in 2v2, especially lateral passes, because as soon as that gets caught out, then you've not got any player at the back to be shutting down any counter-attack. So a lot more forward-facing passes through balls almost, and Beast Mode sends that ball through straight towards the net.
There's going to be some pretty goals in this 2v2, you can already imagine. Beast Mode just again, pace. It's not always about being flashy. and mechanical. Sometimes you just get to that ball ahead of your opponents, and it's going to find its way into the back of the net.
Well, ZPS also going for that back boost as well, trying to think, do I have time, do I not? But when you're against B-Mode, one of the fastest players, you probably won't have time. Daniel getting one reset, tries to fake out ZPS, sends him high, then goes up high above him. What did you say about his boost?
It just had so many. So many boosts. So much boost.
So many boosts, such little time.
He just had so many boost units, is what I'm saying, despite doing a couple of jumps and some, you know, little tiddly fakes towards Boulevard, who are struggling a little bit. They've got the mechanics. Do they have the teamwork? Do they have the desire to break through version 1? 2v2 could be a big opportunity for them. Let's get it going soon. What they don't want is to give Daniel this much time and space. He's got the musty. It's almost into the corner. Saved by ZPS.
Fantastic save too off that corner. Beast Mode up for that second one. Goes low below him. Daniel's going to be there to shoot, but misses out instead, and Delta is able to intercept on the way back. Daniel to pass it back, and B-Mode was about 3 feet away. Still receives, gets the ceiling, gets the shot, but the save from Delta is successful. 2 minutes left and an open net until B-Mode works his way back into that back left corner.
The scary thing for Boulevard is that version 1 seems to be getting better at 2v2 as this one goes along. You know, Boulevard got the early goal, version 1 equalised straight away, and now they're finding their way into this game. Bear in mind that every time you change format, you have to reacquaint yourself with the flow of whichever game mode is in front of you. Version 1 have done that now, and they're having fun. They're really enjoying themselves, I think, is what I can sense from the way these cars are moving around the pitch.
I like the turn from Daniel there as well. Manages to reset back down to the floor, wave dashes, and can then take the immediate shot. The pop shot not working. Reminds me of, I don't even know when, but there was a Justin goal that was very similar to that, I think about 4 years ago. I know, I don't even know what it was from. Pretty sure I even mentioned it.
Specific stumpiness.
I know, right? Beast Mode passing down to Daniel, but intercepted. That's going to be a long shot just wide of the target. B-Mode has to take it into the corner. Flips to get onto the wall nice, but Delta, fantastic interception. He'll be the first man to that ball, challenging Daniel in the corner. But going up high, sees Beast Mode in the middle, can then flip reset it around the side of him. ZPS with 40, can't quite get a good challenge. Now B-Mode into the sky. His boost management is fantastic, but Delta is just a bit quicker.
Boulevard have been doing pretty much their level best to keep version 1 at arm's length. For now, they'll have to do more, I was going to say, to get the 2 goals they needed. Well, now it's 3. Good luck to you, Boulevard.
50 seconds left, and Daniel brings out a banger. Resets over 1, and then when you get that reset onto then the very just sort of straight as an arrow air dribble, the ball speeds up immensely, and Dan manages to use that momentum in his favour. 45 seconds remain. Version 1 are 4-1 up in this game, looking to go 2-0 rather up in the series. An awkward miss. Sees B-Mode trying to get the 50. All but dead now for version 1, and this is the second 2v2 thing that I've done in the last couple of days. Did a lovely local LAN in the UK recently on Saturday. That was a nice 2v2 competition too. Yeah, it was great. I don't get to cast 2v2 very often, but yeah, the LAN project, they fancied, you know what, we'll get a bit of 2v2 going on. And in the end, you know, it's done me good to be looking at the wonderful version 1.
The local UK 2v2 scene, was it as high quality as we're seeing now? The goals, were they as good?
I think better in some weird way. Somehow
they had a charm to them, did they?
The 50-person LAN, yeah, it was like watching Messi in the Sunday League. It was great.
Well, that was like watching Messi in the Sunday League at times when version 1 had the ball under their control. But you know you're going to get that from Daniel and Beast Mode. Credit to Boulevard. They held them off for as long as they can, but especially that last goal from Daniel. The flip reset and then arrowing that ball forwards as well. While diverting the angle the ball was going. He was doing so much there, and it's that boost management. Again, he just always seems to have the extra 5 or 6. It just lets you stroke the ball that last little bit and get some height on it again at the end.
I feel like with these game modes too, you see the minutia a lot more the less players you have on the pitch. 3v3, I feel it's a lot more big picture. You get the occasional small play where there's like a fake that comes in. You get the occasional, you know, a big important boost steal. In 2v2, you see that much more often. We saw how Dan was just jumping, trying to get ZPS in to leave the ground, and then fakes him, and then carries on going over the top of him. 1v1, when we eventually see that, that is a game mode built on the foundations of minutia. Every single tiny movement of your car determines how that game is going to go.
Well, we may have to wait to see 1v1 for a little while, because if version 1 can win this 3v3, we're not going to see it in this series. They have a chance to put themselves through in the upper bracket and knock Boulevard, the lowest seed, into the lowers. That's what's expected. Version 1 able to do it. Remember, the last time these two played 3v3 in game number 1, it was only 1-0 to version 1, the goal scored by Com, who had a brilliant game. Has to be,
He's back.
has to be
Welcome
reminded
back,
to
Com.
everybody. Yeah, he's there. He's kept his hands warm, I'm sure. And Boulevard are going to come going again. So, what are we expecting from Boulevard? I want to see them chuck themselves at the ball just a little bit more, play a bit more freely.
Yeah, I feel like with Boulevard, they know that they're going to be the theoretically lowest seeded team in this tournament. Yes, they've done well recently, but we've not seen a huge amount of them in the RLCS, which will be our biggest benchmark. Yeah, it's going to be a case of see what you can learn, see what you can do. Ideally, you're going to be looking at what version 1 are putting up and thinking, sometimes patience, sometimes just throwing your face at the ball, trying to shut them down. But regardless, you're going to have to play a different game with them compared to anyone else. And what a wonderful play around the ball that has been from version 1. Faking about 3 touches and maintaining complete control despite being almost 0 on boost across the board.
Just as a quick reminder, over here on the B stream we have a slight delay, which means the A stream is ahead of us, and Complexity have just gone 2-1 up against Optic Gaming. That's over at GWBPS_EN. This is _ENB. But you can keep your eye on both of those at the same time. There's more beautiful, glorious North American Rocket League to consume and watch as the Psycho is almost averted goalwards by Beast Mode. But Boulevard keep it at 0-0.
Minute and 40, still no goal coming in just yet, and Cole, you were right by saying this is going to be the best chance for Boulevard to be able to get one of these games. A long shot from ZPS, and it was actually a misplay from Com. He went for the fake pass, the fake shot, went then for the fake, but then touches it over the top of Daniel, and ZPS says yoink, and reckons, I love that.
Absolute nightmare. Getting the touch that you did not want to get was the last thing you wanted to do. But it's unfortunate for Com. They're at least trying to be a little bit fancy and trying to be clever version 1. You want to see them have that freedom. And the good news for them is they've still got 3 minutes in which to equalise against Boulevard. You can expect them to score at least 1, so Boulevard have to keep on attacking, get themselves a second or even more. And Com's got the ball. He wants to make up for his mistake by just pinging that flip reset upwards. Beast Mode can come forward as well. Daniel rotates out. And what I'd say that I've seen is the most impressive from a new team like version 1, that was a bit of a freebie for them, is how they've not gone each other's way. Clean rotations leads to shots, leads to goals.
It was a good bump at the back as well, but then you just see Delta. He turns to go up the wall thinking maybe they're going to go for the double touch or just go for that alley-oop kind of pass. Instead it's a shot straight on target. He can't handbrake he can't handbrake turn on the wall fast enough. And in the end, it just about sneaks in under that final keeper. We approach half-time in this third game. And version 1, if they take it, they take the series 3-0.
And come again. Com just waiting. Look how much time he's got on the ball now. Beast Mode's already pre-jumping, but that might backfire. Alvarez is up. He's bumping up against Com. Here's Delta. Hit the crossbar. You have to take those chances when you're against V1 and you're under the cosh. Had to be a goal.
Instead it falls back down towards that defense. 2 minutes and 15 and a pinch coming in from Kong. That is gigantic and sends it onto the backboard instead. Dan, realising he can't get it past 2 defenders on that chance, instead takes it to the backboard. Still has a flip here. Flip resets it over the other one, then 50s it with Delta. That is going all the way, all from Dan's work. Com now, chance to pick up the ball onto the backboard. Challenged by ZPS. The very straightforward flip reset. Sees it going in a wonderful position for Beast Mode. Dan rather.
Impressive Boulevard so far in this game. Alvarez is coming forward again. One ZPS coming in. They've just not quite got that final pass for now. But they are coming forwards. They're looking confident at Boulevard. I was worried when version 1 equalised they were going to just retreat into their shells a little bit too much. But thankfully, we're not seeing that just yet. It's Delta, yeah, it was Delta. Just waiting for Daniel's
Good
touch.
demo.
And gets the demo. Goose is here.
Goose! The Goose is loose!
Off the screen, Goose!
Get loose, Goose! I want to see the game!
Just the one Goose,
Thank
actually.
you. Oh, and in the end, Delta, the man that represents Triangle, the triangular beak of a goose, etc. In the end, Boulevard, they manage to sneak one in themselves. 2-1 they lead.
Oh, man. That Goose was on the loose.
It was so loose.
And now Boulevard might not lose this game. 2-1 up. Alvarez is here. Could make it 3 almost. Daniel keeps his concentration. It's pandemonium here on the pitch. Pandemonium in the broadcast. Version 1 coming forward again. Running out of time to win this one. Daniel wants to flick it over the top as he wants to go around the corner. Actually, not able to. Boulevard trying to hold on.
I'm well up for V1 losing this game because it means that we will be getting a 1v1.
You reckon Com going to take to the field?
I think it would be
don't
funny.
Worry, Daniel, I got this.
Don't worry, lads. You have a game off. Instead, 45 seconds, and version 1 wanting to get just another goal, bring it to overtime at the min. Instead, Alraz at central. Instead, Beast Mode is going to be intercepting. Daniel goes high. Com is there to shoot, and she gets to 50. If he got any touch on that, I thought that had a great chance of going in. Alraz to clear it away on that chance. He gets moved from the pitch for the pleasure. Delta to pick up in the midfield. Shot on target, and then absolutely rocketed by ZPS.
Bang! An absolute banger right there. Look at this. The pass is lovely. But the finish into the corner, about 1,000,000 miles per hour, 128 kilometers. I believe
that is
that's
the
translation
conversion
between those two numbers.
It
Yeah,
is,
that's good to know. 2 goals now, the lead for Boulevard. Surely going to get their first pip.
20 seconds, and V1 need to be getting something back as soon as they humanly can. B mode sending it long. Com is going to be faking that one out. Instead, Daniel is going to be trying to follow. That actually bounces nicely, but ZPS, a great turn away. I completely agree. That is going to be that. 10 seconds left. No goal to version 1, as then they find themselves on defense instead. Boulevard can actually shoot. Cole, we get ourselves a fantastic and potentially a very brave 1v1.
I'll tell you what though, mate. MVP, absolutely Goose. He totally changed that game right there. That was quality from Goose. But no, Boulevard, well done to them. It's difficult when you're 2 games down, especially when part of you's thinking, oh, if we win this, we've got to do the 1v1.
I think you have to compartmentalize.
That's what
you
I mean.
Have to just think,
to do that.
Lock it in. Yeah, lock it in. We've done the 3v3. Cool. We've won that. Now what? You have to be thinking, okay, now what do we need to win? So, yeah, chance here for them to have maybe, the biggest upset? I'd say the biggest upset in this competition if Daniel loses. I'm assuming it's going to be Dan going for the 1v1. He should do.
Yeah, I mean, these are unproven 1v1 players, all 3 of them. So we're not entirely certain who's going to be stepping up between the 3 of them. Who is brave enough to come up?
Surely
No, not. I mean for Boulevard. Sorry, I mean obviously
it's going to be Dan v Beast Mode. I want to watch Dan v Beast Mode. Yeah.
I sort of want to see that one too. I'd be up for that. But we will see. If anyone's wondering how we are certain it is 1v1, it's because 2v2 has already been chosen earlier on by Boulevard. And it is Daniel. Is he against Beast Mode?
No.
Beast Mode? Is he Beast Mode?
VP East Mode. Dan straight away with a lovely cheeky goal. And I think what we're going to be seeing here is, bear in mind that we were mentioning earlier, the small plays that happen in Rocket League, the little touches. A touch like that is great from Daniel, but because he boosts it into position to stay for that touch. Where else is ZPS taking that ball? ZPS can't take that anywhere else. Any touch, and it's going to be going in favour of Daniel. Really good positioning from him.
I'm really curious how ZPS is going to play this one. Is he going to try and go full stall mechanics, defend for his life, just close Daniel down as fast as he can? I mean, if he's trying to do the latter, he's not doing it well because Daniel's got all the time there to just a little wave dash shot. But ZPS does defend it. Now he's got some boost, and this is where he can cause some damage to Daniel. Reminder as well that ZPS did play very well in the 2v2 earlier, because the cannon's looking pretty hot, so we can keep defending these monster flicks.
Nice little flick, not particularly threatening though, as it's straight in the way of ZPS, and a good boost steal there by Daniel. He's shutting down ZPS nicely, but he can turn back round and remove Daniel from the pitch entirely, but as he goes into his own back corner, he's going to have to set up from there into the sky with one reset, not even attempted, instead fakes out the reset. Got me very much on that, and we see the error where sometimes just if you go for these plays and they don't work out, you will be conceding. But I like the idea there from the ZPS. He went for the fake flip reset, caught me out completely, thought he was going for it, and then that is when the defender would naturally slow down, see what then they can do, and so then he can just go for that straight big shot. Didn't work out, but ZPS definitely winding up that old brain.
I mean, that is the issue. When you're up against an elite 1v1er, if they shoot, even if it's saved, even if they miss, even if whatever happens, ZPS just about holds off there. Actually, you can see there my point. The recovery is always thought about. Daniel missed, it was saved, fine. Already he was hurtling back to his own goal, and he was getting the bump and the demo on the way, setting himself up for the next free shot against Boulevard and against ZPS.
Beautiful reset too. Gets that free flip, manages to get it far away from his car. One reset onto the back of his wonderful Octane. Top right corner is found. ZPS there has to challenge the entire net. He has to cover everything. He had good momentum, in fact, going for it, but instead can't quite find any save. And Dan bumping ZPS off that goal that would have absolutely come in otherwise. Low on boost is ZPS, but picking up pennies, it allows him to get that goal saved. 1 minute 30 gone. 3 goals to Daniel and V1.
It's coming again. ZPS
another
just
ground
waiting.
pinch.
He's got the save ZPS for now, and the ball doesn't roll over the top of him. The good news for Alvarez and Delta is tomorrow, when they're sort of picking up the pieces of this presumably lost is how it's looking, they can say, well, ZPS, I didn't lose the 1v1. It's not my fault. You should have beaten
that's
Daniel.
the team atmosphere.
I reckon it is, yeah. But
What?
like, come on, mate. Couldn't you have just beaten Daniel? We'd have then won the 3v3. Series 1.
That sounds like a horrible atmosphere. What?
Well, should have beaten Daniel, shouldn't he?
I agree with you in a weird way.
There you go. Exactly.
Dan getting yet another goal, 4-0. It was just, again, more speed, nice touches round. And knows that with little boost, you can still do a lot. And I think a lot of what I've seen when seeing Johnny analyse 1v1s is that people tend to, at lower levels, go back for boost a lot. They go for the side boosts more often. They won't be going for the smaller little pickups and catches. If you can get,
for this.
he really
got
wants it.
Well done, Daniel. Well done.
Getting those pennies though, it allows you to go for a few more chances on any given play. But as you said, Cole, he's gone for the ground pinch and he secured it.
I mean, will he go for any more ground pinches in the next 2 minutes and 43 seconds? I think he's going to go for a hat trick of ground pinches. He definitely
Well, that's
seems to
one.
have them in mind. Yeah.
One of three.
Do you reckon he'll get 3 ground pinches in the next? Oh, sorry, 2 more to make it 3 in total.
I hope so. I feel like Daniel at one point listened in when casters were casting do 1v1s. Dan, if you're listening, which I can't imagine you are, but if you are, or your teammates are, just keep going for ground pinches. Just get some. Just get a few more. Here's going to be another one.
Well, that's not a ground
No.
pinch, is it? That's pretty rubbish.
It's very high up for a ground pinch. You missed the ground.
I like to think that's the easy bit. Like, even if going for the ground pinch, would at least get. Oh, that's the wall. We're getting closer.
We're getting closer. We're lowering.
And then next up, it's ground.
Hang on. Right, ground is found.
He's got the pinch completely.
He's got
So
the
we're
pinch,
really.
okay.
He's trying to like steer himself towards it.
What a no! Oh, that's such an annoyingly nice
Yeah,
touch from the
well
wall
done,
as well.
Daniel. Good
Look
job.
at no! I want to compliment him because that goes so wonderfully towards the net immediately. It just pops up perfectly for him, and it's not just a well done, Daniel. It's a well done, Daniel.
Fair. Well done, Daniel. It's pretty much
Yeah,
free
there we
play
go.
for Daniel right now, isn't it? But I mean, this is a nice chance for him as well to strut his stuff in the new colours, And I think he suits the purple. You know, some players.
I
and
like purple orbs.
Yeah, me too. And it's
different.
Like it's an interesting thing with both esports and traditional sports as well, where some players wearing certain colours just looks wrong. You know,
Go on.
when Lionel
In a
Messi
sports
joined
world, I know.
PSG, it just I don't know. It just doesn't seem that right to me. Him wearing those colours instead of Barca, like. Does that make sense?
I get you. Yeah.
It's like I don't know if that suits, but I think that Daniel does suit the purple.
I agree. And I like orgs generally. Oh my word, Dan, that was lovely movement. I like orgs that go for just purple anyway. Go for non-normal colours. They don't go for gold. They don't go for red. They don't go for blue. They don't go for green. Is actually a lot less common, but you know those kind of colours.
Not good for green
Going for a
screens.
purple or a pink, I like it a lot.
It's also really not good for green screens to be wearing green because you
Optic.
just disappear. Well, they should have thought about that. That's why everyone thinks that Optic exclusively wear like invisibility cloaks.
That is the rumour I've heard. That's all over the subreddit.
Hex is constantly denying that
Batting
he
away
provides
rumours.
his teams with invisibility cloaks.
No, it's the green. It's the green on the jersey. Oh, I see you, Hex. I see you.
Yeah, we know.
Dan's still lacking 2 ground pinches, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's a little bit. And is he getting over for the Brazil as well? I was wondering, but no, he just wants to score 8 or win 7-0 or whatever. Bit disappointing from
Doink.
Daniel.
Could have been a doink.
I think I said 3-1.
You did, yeah, you absolutely did, yeah. And you said it would be, yeah, but I'm not going to count that against you.
You normally find a way to count something against me.
Normally, but you need a win.
That's true. Please. Oh, go on, Daniel. Go on, get an 8 for a row. Version 1 are going to remain in the upper bracket. Boulevard put in a decent account of themselves.
As have Complexity over on the main stream. 3-1 versus Optic Gaming. Optic, the only game they managed to win was the 3v3 right at the start. And then it was actually a very, very close match in game 3, which is another 3v3 that ended up going in favour of Complexity. And then CRR versus AJ. CRR won it out 6-5 right at the end. So, a close series in the end, relatively. Was version 1 versus Boulevard. Congratulations to version 1, the wonderful purple org that are going to be going through to actually face off against Complexity a little bit later today.
That is a scarily good matchup. I want to see. I don't actually know. Was it CRR or Raiseball who played 1v1 for complexity?
CRR versus AJ.
It was CRR, was it? Okay, and he beat AJ. Ooh, what a
I know.
Wow, sorry, it just hit me what you said. Cool. Okay, so version 1v complexity. That is a battle of the titans. But this one's over. It's won by version 1. There's still a couple of matches left in the upper bracket quarterfinals. I presume we're going to speak through those now and let people know what they can be excited for. I'm going to say it. I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to go crazy.
Go on.
The matches we've got left, not necessarily in the ARB stream, just in general. There's G2 Esports versus Koi. And I notice you've got a Koi poster on your wall, Stumpy, so let's hope you're not casting that one. You're biased boy. And then Space Station versus Team Axel. So lots and lots to come, and lots to look forward to.
Yeah. I believe we're going to be going to a break now? Question mark? Yes, we are, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to be going to a break, and then when we come back, we are going to be looking at Space Station Gaming versus Team Axel.